The 7 commandments has finally become to one, which sounds, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Greetings everyone, I'm SHIVATHARENI MOHAN from SMK METHODIST TANJUNG MALIM will be participating in this year's Nilam competition for English category. Reading has been a huge part of my life ever since I discovered a masterpiece by Orwell. I really loved it when the writer itself portrays the characteristics of human in animals, which instantly aroused my interest to read that book. Ladies and gentlemen, the book that I've been talking all this while is about Animal Farm by George Orwell. This is a classic fictional book which was published in 1945 by the Penguin Books of Publication. It contains 94 perceptive pages. Apart from Animal Farm, George Orwell has also produced in 1984, where 2 of these masterpieces of him had brought Orwell a worldwide fame. This book is also an allegory events that occurred in the Russian Revolution of 1917. Today, I'll be reviewing this book in terms of the characters, my opinion in that book, messages and moral values, and my recommendation on it. To start with, Animal Farm basically tells you a story about a group of farm animals who rebel against their human farmer Mr. Jones that constantly neglects his livestock until they starve. So one day the animals got furious and kicked Mr. Jones out of the farm, hoping to create a utopian society, which was impossible under the dictatorship of Napoleon. Napoleon is a very cunning, greedy and selfish boy in that farm. The animals also had an anthem called Beasts of England that tells you about the cruelty of mankind, which refers to Mr. Jones. At the end of the story, all the pigs in that farm ended up behaving like mankind, which eventually worsened the situation of the farm as it was before. From my standpoint, I would say that this book indicates power and how it influences a system of leadership. And it also shows leadership among different sets of people. As you can see when Napoleon bravely stood up to lead the whole farm on his own because he knew that the other animals were very uneducated. So it would be much more easier for him to manipulate them. It should be mentioned that Napoleon uses the power of speech, whereas Mr. Jones uses physical violence on them to control the farm animals. With Napoleon's manipulative speeches, he makes the other animals to think that whatever he's doing is for the good for all. But actually, it turns out to be the opposite of it, when Napoleon was only using the farm animals for his personal gains. He was just a parasite to the farm animals. You might be wondering why the pigs were meant to be the leaders. It is because pigs are known to be highly intelligent creatures that can easily exploit or manipulate other masses for their personal goods. There's a very strong point or message that I've learned in that book would like to share to all the future leaders out there. First things first, being selfish is not wrong, but what all matters is when and where are you being selfish. And there's no room for selfishness in a great leadership. In addition, as a leader, even when you are going to take the tiniest decision in your group, you should put everyone into consideration because everyone has the right to be treated equally. Even though you have the authority to do something, it doesn't mean that you have the ticket to violate all the rules that have been enacted. You should never abuse the power that has been authorized to you. Like Napoleon did, he just blended all the 7 commandments into one according to his convenience. We should never emulate these actions of Napoleon, which obviously represents a bad leadership that could lead to a society's downfall. There's another thoughtful message from this book that tells about great future lies in the hands of the great leaders, and a great leadership can build a society where dictatorship should be vanished. To conclude, I would like to accentuate that dictatorship is a huge threat to our society in this modern era. I would surely recommend this book to you because it makes you to be more optimistic thinker and open-minded person. It also shows how a great leadership would really work in a society where everyone can be equal. With this, I would like to end my book review. Thank you.